This regional train runs through desert, mountains, and the city, and most of it opened 10 years ahead of schedule. Los Angeles County in California is a wild place. For starters, it is home to over 9 million people. There are 40 states with less people than LA County. But what is even crazier is the geography of LA County. Not only is it covered by miles of urban sprawl, there are several mountain ranges that cut through the county. To top it all off, you can visit the Mojave Desert, all while never leaving the borders of the county. The best example of this diversity is the Metrolink Antelope Valley Line, which runs through all three landscapes. Metrolink is the regional rail network in the LA area, made up of 8 lines. We've ridden Metrolink on the channel a few times, on Arrow and the San Bernardino line. In this video, we're riding the Antelope Valley Line, a 76-mile or 123-kilometer line connecting Lancaster with Los Angeles Union Station. We will be getting on at Via Princessa, but I'll take you up to Palmdale first. Palmdale is in the Antelope Valley, which is the name of the very western end of the Mojave Desert. Palmdale is a town of around 170,000 people, just a few thousand less than Lancaster to the north. Lancaster is the first stop on the Antelope Valley Line, and Palmdale is the second station. In the future, California High-Speed Rail will have a station at this location in Palmdale. And if Brightline West to Las Vegas builds their Palmdale branch, Brightline trains will stop here as well. Trains then head into the Soledad Canyon. The views on this stretch of track are spectacular. Unfortunately, we weren't able to do it by train, but here's what it looks like from the highway. Via Princessa Station is located in the city of Santa Clarita, and this is where we will be starting our journey today.
Hi everyone, welcome to a brand new Trains Are Awesome video. I'm Tom, I'm traveling with Lindsay today, and we are in Canyon Country, California. I'm coming to you from Via Princessa Station on the Metrolink Antelope Valley Line. And we're about to take this Metrolink train into LA Union Station and spend the day kind of in the LA area. But how many times do you get to board a commuter rail train with a view like this?
Via Princessa Station was built in a matter of days after an earthquake struck the area in 1994. I'll talk about the history of the station and the entire line once we're on board. Our train is about to get here. Before the train comes, let's buy our tickets. We're buying 2 one-way tickets at $7 each. Since it's a weekday, this is the best deal for us. On weekends, a day pass would be $10.
Two adults.
Pay with card?
Yep.
Right in the center.
Our train is Metrolink number 210, which originates here in Via Princessa. It'll take an hour and 5 minutes to travel to Los Angeles Union Station. Our train is made up of bi-level cars. The front cab car was built by Hyundai Rotem, while the cars behind it were built by Bombardier. Way in the back is an EMD F125 Spirit locomotive.
Welcome on Metrolink. First time? It's only my second time, but I kind of like these trains. This is my first time in one of the cab cars though.
Our seats, which are decently comfortable, have power outlets. Downstairs, there is bicycle storage and, of course, a toilet. The bathroom was in terrible shape. Pretty disappointing.
stop is Santa Clarita. If this is your destination, please watch your step and use handholds when moving through the train to the door. Santa Clarita is our next stop.
The first station we stop at is Santa Clarita, the main station in this city. This was the original terminus of the Antelope Valley Line, but more on that in a little bit. You can transfer to a number of bus routes here, including a public bus that can take you all the way to Bakersfield, which is a ride of more than 2.5 hours. Sounds like a challenge for another day. What I like about Santa Clarita Station is that on the left-hand side of the train, you're just staring at the canyon wall. I have been on many commuter rail trips here in the US, and very few of them have views this spectacular.
If you see a suspicious package on board the train, report it to the conductor immediately. Safety is everyone's concern.
Por favor, esté preparado para presentar su boleto de Metrolink cuando se lo pidan. Para su seguridad personal, por favor, mantenga los pasillos libres de objetos personales.
Are there other commuter rail lines with beautiful views that I should ride? Let me know in the comments. After Santa Clarita, we stop at Newhall, and then there's a decently long stretch without stations. Here we will be crossing the Newhall Pass through the San Fernando Tunnel. This will bring us out of Santa Clarita and into the San Fernando Valley. It's the perfect opportunity to talk about the history of this line. These tracks were built by the famous Southern Pacific Railroad in 1876. This was the very first railway line to connect Los Angeles to the rest of the United States. Almost a century later, in 1971, the last passenger train ran over these tracks. In the 1990s, the region began planning a commuter rail network. In preparation, Metrolink bought the tracks from Southern Pacific. That's right, the tracks that our train is running on today are owned by Metrolink. It makes you think they could run more than 11 round trips a day. The first train ran in 1992. Back then, the Antelope Valley Line was one of only 3 Metrolink lines, the other 2 being the Ventura County and San Bernardino lines, which coincidentally, those are the 3 lines that I have been on so far. Back then, it only ran up to Santa Clarita, so it was called the Santa Clarita Line and not the Antelope Valley Line. The plan was to extend the line to Lancaster, and this was scheduled to be completed sometime in the early 2000s. But then, in 1994, disaster struck Southern California. The Northridge earthquake rocked the area on January 17th, tragically claiming the lives of 57 people. A side effect of the quake was the collapse of the freeway connecting LA with the Antelope Valley. All road traffic now had to go over smaller, slower roads. As a result, it was decided to extend the line immediately to provide alternative travel options. Construction crews from the US Navy were deployed, and the extension to Lancaster opened in a matter of days. Days! Additionally, a bunch of extra stations were built up, also in a matter of just weeks. Now, the entire Antelope Valley Line was completed pretty much 10 years ahead of schedule. Via Princessa, where we got on the train, is one of those stations that was speedily built up. While some stations have received more permanent structures since, Via Princessa still pretty much looks the way it did in 1994. Now, I'm not wishing another natural disaster on anyone. Having grown up in Japan, I've experienced a few devastating earthquakes myself. It's horrible. But what this example shows, just as the recent collapse of I-95 in Philadelphia shows, is that we are capable of building things quickly. Just imagine how great transit in this country could be if we built everything with this urgency. Not that there are any examples of delayed railroad projects in this state that come to mind. Oh wait. On weekdays, there are 11 round trips, 9 of which run between Lancaster and LA, and the other 2 originating at Via Princessa. On Saturdays and Sundays, there are 6 round trips, all between Lancaster and Los Angeles. Between Glendale and LA Union Station, we pass the Metrolink Central Maintenance Facility. This is where all Metrolink trains go for heavy maintenance. That's probably why there's some wrecked train cars lying around.
Welcome to Los Angeles. Hey, look. You can store your surfboard on the train.
We're at Union Station, time to spend the day in LA. The first site we're seeing, Union Station. This beautiful building was built in 1939 in a charming combination of multiple architectural styles. The main hall is well worth a visit. Today, this is the busiest train station in the western US. Here's what the outside looks like on a bright sunny day. That's not the day we were having. We were exploring Los Angeles in early January of 2023 when the region was experiencing a lot of rain. Nevertheless, we visited a lot of sites. For example, I took Lindsay on Angel's Flight for the first time. You can watch that video by clicking on the link above. I didn't film much of our day in LA, except of course the trains. What can I say? I did think it was cool to see some guys add an extra star onto the Hollywood Walk of Fame. We took the 7:39 train back to Via Princessa, completely drenched, but overall happy with the day we had. The Antelope Valley Line was a great experience. The views were initially what got me, but after doing research for this video, I find the history just as fascinating. I just wish that they ran more services in a day. If you want to take the train from the desert through a canyon into the city, why not ride the Antelope Valley Line? If you want more inspiration for great train trips to take, subscribe to Trains Are Awesome. Check out our Instagram and Patreon as well. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time.